Hello, everyone, and welcome to Variant Roles After Dark with As the Suns Burn, our Invisible Sun game. I am your host and game master, Dan Gaston, at MadSciDM on Twitter, and I am super excited to be back with all of these wonderful, wonderful people. And we got a very special guest tonight, so I am going to just immediately kick it over and let people introduce themselves. And I'm going to start with our guest, Taryn. How are you doing?
Oh, hi. What do you need from me? What do you want?
Remind us who you are as a human, as opposed to this
in the gray.
In the gray. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Taryn. That's What else do you normally do here? Does that work?
Yeah, you can your Twitter and all that sort of stuff.
Tarzan Nosy. And then I like to support variant role stuff, and you can usually find me here or in chat. So
excellent. And
who are you
playing tonight?
I am playing the Legion hosting suites.
Excellent, and we will get to that pretty soon, I am sure. All right, let's continue it around. And Annie, how are you doing?
I'm doing so great. So happy to be back home, on variant roles. It's been a hot minute. I'm Annie. I'm at Alphabet Seeds on Twitter. And tonight, as all nights, I'll be playing Henrietta Delacour, the connected empathic weaver who disgorges creatures.
Excellent.
And Emma, a wearing bite pickled ginger with just a splash of wizard on the side.
Splash of wizard.
Just a splash of wizard.
They say you should only have a splash of wizard anymore. Just kind of ruins it.
It's true. There can be too much wizard.
There can be too much. Anyway, all right. I'm kicking this around. Corey, you take over.
Hello, everyone. My name's Corey Hickson. I'm on Twitter at the same spot. My pronouns are he, they. Today, I'm going to be playing the criminal role of Alice, the ardent maker who turns tales into reality. And we had our Pride Parade today, so I am still
proud.
Yes, I am still.
You are in your glory, Corey.
He is in his glory. He is, yes.
That's me.
Excellent. And did you mention who you're playing, Alice?
Yes, I mentioned Alice.
Excellent. Good. I'm getting. It's been too long. I've been running tech all day. All right, Sam. Welcome back, Sam, from your lovely vacation.
Yes, I'm back. Really excited. I've been waiting to play this game. It's been 3 weeks now.
I know. It's been a long time.
It's been 3 weeks.
It has.
That's way too long for me. That's ages. Anyway, I'm Sam. My pronouns are she, they. I am 65th Victor on Twitter. And I am playing Lucky, the ardent apostate who shepherds minds.
Excellent.
And he's he, him. Sorry.
Excellent. Yes. Excellent. All good. We're doing fine, folks. We're doing fine. All right. So, when we left off, Lucky had been sort of disappeared out of town for a few weeks, although we've had some flashback scenes, so people know, at least a few people. Henrietta had sort of gotten a message at one point that Lucky had to bail out of town quickly and gave almost no explanation on why they were gone. But Henrietta's had a little experience in the life seed, the womb of the life mother, who gifts her viral vomiting creature goodness abilities. And Alice and Emma Elizabeth, along with their new friend Noah and Daphne, had a whole lot of trouble with the cops, and they ended up cut up into little
I thought her
pieces.
character was Vera.
Vera. Sorry, it was Vera. Yes, absolutely. It was Vera who listens to the whispers, and they ended up on a journey to an old abandoned temple underneath the Cloisters district and an abandoned library where Emma Elizabeth was reunited with Midnight, Sister Midnight, and Alice and Emma Elizabeth have been hiding out in a hole in the ground for several weeks, which I imagine is a real big change for Emma Elizabeth.
When Corey told us that before the stream, I was like, Emma's living in a sewer, huh? Like, ooh. I really wish I was there to see that. I really do.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've established off screen that Alice or Emma Elizabeth or both have gotten word, at least to Henrietta, on their location. And presumably, well, we'll see where everyone else goes. But we will kick things off with a Sooth card draw. Although, as a housekeeping, I will notice, you can see, if you're just joining, or if you've been here all day or all month, we are raising money all month Pride for Trans Lifeline. You can see that our goals and our trackers that are up. And to incentivize things a little bit, you, the viewers, and your contributions will affect the game of Invisible Sun. So you can see down below me the various costs to draw new Sooth cards, or get ephemera objects into the hands of players, or to give me an intrusion. And
Now, can we as players also cause intrusions?
well, you can donate to cause me to do an intrusion.
That's what I mean. Can I?
Absolutely, you can. And I just missed because the alert box I had to move because it was covered up, but I see that we did just get a donation, but it's not showing up in chat for me. Let me pull up Streamlabs here. And recent events. Well, everything is being slow because 5 million things are running on my computer.
It was Smokebeard, our friend Kevin Hall. So
excellent. And I just see that, yeah, for some strange reason, the Streamlabs bot's not popping it up in chat like it is supposed to.
I see it on our side.
Oh, do you? Okay,
yep.
So it's not.
Yeah.
So it's just not showing up in mine. Okay, so we will draw our first Sooth card. Get things going. And we have played the devil to start things off.
Great.
Yep. So this is the Nemesis card. All right. And so the Nemesis, everybody is going to be at least at a -1 on all of your ventures. And it is the Nemesis of Secrets, Ravens, Books, or Flame. So if any of those things apply to you based on your heart, then you will be at a -2 on your ventures at the moment. So temptations, lies, charm, persuasion, and words. The Nemesis of Secrets is the Prince of Lies and the Devil. All right. So this is very, very appropriate for tonight's start. So we will start with Alice. So Alice, you are hiding out in this hole in the ground. And Emma Elizabeth is off doing research and sort of lost in her own thing.
Yeah, I imagine she doesn't spend much time here.
Yeah. So what have you been up to these 2 weeks that you've been hiding out in this hole?
Well, I think Alice has been mostly trying to set up a makeshift workshop. And she's been working on some stuff for Emma Elizabeth. That's about it. Yeah. That's what she's been up to for the past 2 weeks.
Okay. And you've been studying this dagger, this legacy artifact.
Yeah.
as well.
Yes. I haven't figured out how she was going to do that, but she wants to know what this thing is about.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. So
Is
while
the devil going to appear?
well, while you are studying this artifact, Emma, the sound sort of fades away out of everything. You're sort of focused and intent, and this dagger starts growing warm in your hand.
I'll set it down.
So you set it on this table, and the blade starts glowing red hot. Like wisps of smoke start rising off of the wood that is resting on as it like scorches.
Ooh, that's not good. Hmm. I need to protect this thing. I'm going to try and hide it in my hair and see if that contains the fires.
Okay. So you take the smoking dagger, and it's quite hot to the touch. I need you to make a withstand defense action for me.
Okay. Is that physicality? Can I spend on that, or
That is physicality that you can spend, yes.
Okay.
And this is coming from this dagger, right? And it is physically hot. So this is probably a magical effect that you will need to overcome.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm definitely gonna spend sortilege.
Okay, excellent.
As Alice is like trying to carefully contain this thing within the pocket dimension that is her hair. And I think that's about, yeah, I'll roll those two and hope that this works out nicely. Okay. So on my magic dice, I got a 0 and I got an 8 on my other dice.
Okay. All right.
This is fine.
So, like, while you pick up this dagger, it sears into your hand, and you can actually feel the flesh of your hand bubble from the heat. And sort of, as you drop the dagger, it does that, where it pulls. It's a little goopy when it falls and clatters from your hand, leaving the impression of the handle seared on. And I need you take a wound.
Okay. Can I
you can immediately spend
that
if that was going to be your question.
Yes, that's the thing I want to do. I just don't know what it's called.
Yeah, and I just need to double check the amount. I think it's 3. No, 1. So you can spend a bene from your physicality pool immediately to negate a wound.
Done.
Okay. So you spend from that pool, it drops, it clatters to the ground. It's like hissing and smoking. It's a burned impression into your hand. And the pressure in the room grows immense, as if this weight is settling down onto your shoulders. Like this just oppressive force pressing everything in the room down to the point where it physically groans. Like the books, all of the bookcases are groaning from this like weight being pressed down on them, and the room sort of is shaking a little bit with this increased pressure. Your ears pop.
Ooh. So I think Alice sort of a little bit frantically says, I have to figure out how to contain this, and so I can figure out the secrets of this object. And I'm going to pull out my ephemera, which is a spirit stone for wish for peace. And I'm going to use it to turn all weapons within long range into flowers. In hopes that it will contain the source.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And what is the level of this effect?
So it's level 6. It says +1 dice.
Hmm.
It only affects manufactured weapons, not natural ones like claws or teeth. Yeah, and
And
it's cool.
does it say anything about like objects of power or?
No, it just says this affects only manufactured weapons, not natural ones like claws or teeth, or improvised ones like a broken bottle.
Okay.
I can paste it in our chat as well.
Yeah. All right. So. So the. Yeah. So everything sort of. You can feel the incantation sort of as you trigger it, and the magic creeps out. There's some other odds and ends of like weaponry around the room, and you can see them instantly sort of turn into flowers. But the dagger doesn't.
Oh
The
boy.
dagger stays as a dagger. But you can hear the rattling of chains.
Chains.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna call out and say, is there someone in here?
And there is this hiss and slither of like uncoiling and snapping chains, and you can suddenly see this chain that sort of materializes out of the ether, sort of pulled taut in front of you across the room, leading from one wall, and sort of as your eyes run along it, they rise up to. Oh,
Annie said she's gonna be right back.
okay.
No.
All right. Okay, so I'll fix everybody here in a second. But so as your as your eyes drift across, you can see this tall, sort of gray-bodied humanoid figure with a head that sort of has this like smooth, curved triangle that almost comes to like points. Like if you take a triangle and like you press in on the sides so that they're concave. So it's kind of like that, and it's made entirely out of this grayish metal. And the figure is entirely like the chain wraps around its body into this nest of chains that clothe it, sort of girding its loins, so to speak, and like wrapped up around its shoulders. And some bits of chain hang off with these dangling hooks. And it introduces itself as the magnificent Caitiff Torin,
Oh.
Promise Keeper, and Devil of the Deal.
Well, this sounds like an interesting person. Alice will introduce herself back and say, "It is a pleasure to meet you, magnificent Caliph. My name is Alice, and I am a criminal amongst many, maker of things that don't last very long, but is working on it, and still working on this title thing."
All right.
Alice would like to interpose herself between the legacy object and this new Caliph person.
Yeah. Okay. And when you glance behind yourself, you can still hear it like sort of singeing against the wood, but the pressure is now gone back to normal. So your ears pop again as the pressure normalizes. And it appears that has sort of gone away with the appearance of this devil. And he says, Alice, you made a vow. to yourself.
Are we talking about the vow of crimes that
The vow to return someone from the fiction that you place them in.
I put someone in fiction?
And of course, I'm assuming Corey knows what I'm talking about, but
I do.
Alice doesn't, because this memory has been voluntarily given up as a secret. And Tudrin says, your partner, your wife.
Excuse me. I think you might have the wrong person. I am not married.
You relinquished this knowledge in pursuit. And he gestures sort of behind you to where the dagger rests on the floor.
I did give up something quite important, but I think I would recall if I was married.
This is the deal that you made. This is the knowledge you gave up.
Is there a particular reason why you're interested in this?
I
If you don't
come when
mind.
vows and deals are broken.
Oh, that's great. But I haven't broken anything yet, except for some objects of power. That's an aside. I am going to finish figuring out about this and become powerful and return it to the person who has the secret that I gave them.
My senses do not err.
Are you calling me a liar?
And the creature sort of chuckles, like I just did.
Yeah. Well,
Perhaps you were an immaculate liar to yourself.
that's a bold statement to make. How I wouldn't lie to myself. I believe in justice and everything that is fair.
So the creature sort of rustles in its chains and like pulls up two hands, and you can see that there is a bit of chain dangling from each fist, with
Oh.
each containing half of a broken link.
Is this the vow?
This is the vow.
Oh. Well, I can fix that for you.
You can fix this in two ways. You can fulfill the vow, or you can seal it with your essence, your soul.
When you say fix the vow, the first option, do you just mean following through on the deal?
That's correct.
Oh, well, I think that should be doable. Is there any rush on this?
There is.
Hmm.
Consider it in a timely fashion.
Right. I mean, I can speed up my process a bit on this. Yeah. Is that all?
You were searching for something, Yes.
Um,
A path to
we're-
the red.
yes, precisely. We need to get to the red. I don't know if I should mention this to you, but we have to go there for some stuff that we need to find out. I think we're looking for a book, if I remember correctly. Just for some personal business.
Does not concern me. The nature of your oaths are known to me. All deals are sworn before me.
That's definitely good to know. You kind of sound like a demon, and you're alluding to the red. You don't happen to know how we could get there, do you?
I do. I can expedite matters for you in return for a favor.
Oh, a favor.
Let's call it a deal.
Oh, I've made a lot of deals recently. What?
This one will be relatively easy to carry out, and it will get you to the red.
Okay. I'm going to hold you on the relatively easy part there. I don't have time to mess around with debts and that kind of stuff. I've got some friends who'd be interested in coming. Do you mind if I get a hold of them and get them involved?
Of course.
Excellent, excellent. So what is this favor that you need done?
There is a Visley in Fartown named Sweets.
I don't
He
think I know them.
hosts an innumerable number of my kind. One of them is my progeny. I need it extracted and implanted in a new host as an urgeborn.
First question, how do we have to figure out how to extract? I'm not currently aware how to do that.
There's a maker named there we go. Demora Lazier.
Demora.
She can help.
Okay.
She makes all sorts of wonderful implements.
Interesting.
Now, while you do this for me, you will also extract the demon known as Zeralax from Sweets.
Sorry, that just sounds like a prescription medication.
You can use this as a key. Fine, go to the Crimson Arena.
All right.
There
Crimson
you'll
Arena.
find a gate. The gate is attuned only to the vassals of the Marquis Arivist. Zeralax is one of his vassals.
Okay. Crimson Arena, go to the gate attuned to the Marquis Arivist. Get. And Zeralax, we just have to extract them and let them go? Or
no, you'll need Zeralax as the key.
Oh, okay.
What happens to Zeralax after that? Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Okay. I think we have a deal then. Alice will hold out her hand and offer
And
a shake.
it's sort of like, does the motion to like coil the chains around its forearm and reaches out a hand that you notice is like the creature seemed about your height, but the closer you get, it always seems like it's a little bit bigger than you. And its hand is quite massive when it shakes yours.
Fantastic. Just one little follow-up question. Was it you who made, and I'm going to point back to the weapon, the whole burning fire compression? Is that sort of your entrance, or is that something else that I should probably follow up on?
You may have noticed a slight pressure change, sounds.
Yeah.
That was me. Any reaction from the dagger, that's it. That sounds like an it's problem.
I wonder, and Alice is just going to start like thinking about what that could mean as far as the dagger. Okay. I'm going to go and get on this, as I've been looking for a way to the red quickly, to say the least, and go find some of my friends, if you don't mind.
Excellent. And Tudrin basically sort of vanishes. You can see it sort of almost like disassemble into like motes of dust that just like swirl and then dissipate. All right, let us go to Lucky. We're gonna play a new Sooth card as we change scenes. And we have played The Lost Star. Magic of the Grey is enhanced. Magic of Indigo is hindered. This is notions, cats, clocks, and wind. So you have the extra bonus if that applies to you. Meanings is both good or bad luck, great distance, great age, or great value. All right. And of course, it's a cat, because why wouldn't it be a cat? All right. So, Lucky, where's Lucky been?
Lucky has been out at the unfathomable. It's really hard to say. Unfathomable archipelago.
Yes, the Unfathomable Archipelago.
Hanging out, doing some business, laying low, because he discovered that he was being watched and followed.
Indeed.
By who? He has no idea. But
I'm sure he has ideas.
He might have some ideas, but they may not be correct. I don't know. We'll see.
That's fair. Okay. All right. So you had gone out to the Unfathomable Archipelago to do some business dealings as Lucky attempts to build his criminal empire. Smuggling emotion leaves. And sticking it to the man because it's a monopoly.
It went well though. It did go fine.
It did go well. Yes. You've got your deal, and you are actually on your way back to Saturnine in a boat with your haul. There is like you're literally sailing back with your illegal drugs. I mean illicit cargo.
In a boat. Jesus Christ. Okay.
All right. And it seems to be taking a really long time. So
like an unusually long time?
Yeah.
Okay.
You had set out on your way out. It took you a few days. Like 2 days to get out to where you were going. You've been sailing for 4 on your way back.
Okay, that's a little weird. I'm assuming that I am now the only one on this boat, correct?
Yes, although it depends on what we define as someone. So
Okay.
you are the only Vizsla. There is a non-Vizsla human captain, but the crew is entirely thought forms.
Oh, okay.
Because, plausible deniability and all that.
Right.
He's a smuggler.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna have to go ask the captain why this is taking so long.
All right.
Are we taking
so-
like the long way around or something? Every time.
Yeah, so the captain's name is Jack Meridia.
That's a good name.
Yeah, and he's pretty flashily dressed. He's got just nice clothes on. Which I mean is funny because the boat looks like a rickety, rundown boat. And this is the abstraction, so it's not sailing on water, it's across essentially a void that it is flying. But it is a boat. And so he basically just says, yeah, this is unusual, but I've been sailing this thing a long time, and sometimes weird things happen. And then he lifts a bottle to his lips, takes a big swig, puts it down. I mean, what's your rush?
I wouldn't say I'm in any huge rush to get back to Saturnine, but it just seemed unusual.
Yeah, well, we got lots of food laid in. We should be all right.
You expect it to take longer than 4 days.
Well, the longest time it ever took me was 5.
Okay. That's promising.
I mean, the fade is disintegrating into the abstraction as we speak and drifting away towards the blue. So, those disintegrating abstract thought currents, a little hard to read sometimes.
All right, and there's no chance that we're going to end up somewhere weird, is there?
Well, no chance. I mean, this is the actuality. Anything's possible.
Don't remind me.
I mean, you're one of them fancy pants Vizsla, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're in a bit more of a rush, you can always magic us up something, I suppose.
I don't really think that my magic works the way you think it does.
Well, I don't know. You're all different.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not that type. Not much I can do for you right now. I guess I'll just enjoy the ride.
All right. Roll me a d10.
Okay. 7.
All right.
I don't like that.
It takes 7 days
Oh my
to get
God.
back. You were just
Total
stuck.
or in addition?
Total.
Okay.
This
right.
basically takes us to the 2-week mark,
Oh
that
my
you've
God.
been away.
Okay, so a whole week of my downtime has been on this fucking boat.
Has been on this boat.
With this guy who's clearly drunk all the time.
With Jack's Meridia.
Oh my
But
God.
eventually you pull into the docks of the abstraction. And because we are changing locations, we're going to play another card. And we have played the Suspicious Hound. Doubt, suspicion, lack of clarity, judgment, and decisions. Yep. So, as you pull back into the docks, the first thing that happens is a Saturnine customs inspector steps on to the boat.
Amazing.
Captain?
Well, I'm
Gonna have to see your manifest. And Jax is like, yeah, no problem. I got it right here. You see, I'm legitimately hauling some foodstuffs in from the archipelago. There's like piled crates of like food and stuff around you. Your illegal emotion leaves, which remind us again how many you've bought.
I don't remember. 50?
Yeah, I think you bought 500 crystal
wasn't-
worth, right?
Yeah, so it was, I think that was 50.
And at 10 crystal apiece, so yeah, so like 50 like emotion
Yeah.
leaves. So
Yes.
like you're basically traveling with like a brick of cocaine or heroin, right? Like a kilo. So Lucky's traveling into town smuggling a key of emotion leaves.
Oh my god, okay.
And the customs inspector is definitely suspicious and has like some thought form, like guards, workers, lackeys, whatever you want to call them. And the inspector starts noticing various discrepancies on the cargo manifest and is calling for a search of the ship.
Wonderful.
What's Lucky gonna do?
Oh my god. Hmm. Okay. I want to use influence mind.
Okay.
It's level 5, it's +1 die. I give a mental command for an action that can be completed in 1 round, such as flee, drop your weapons, listen to me, let me pass, and so on.
Okay.
And all within short range that I want to be affected will obey.
Yeah, so you basically got to get up in their space a little bit, so
That's
short
all right.
range. Yep. So, which is, it's like a couple of meters.
Yeah.
And,
Okay, that's fine.
And what command are you going to give?
I want to tell them. Sorry, I got to choose my words carefully here because.
Yeah, it's something that they can complete in 1 round, and the next round, it's not like D&D where they immediately know they've been mind controlled or whatever. Although they might come to that conclusion, but they're not going to like continue doing it. So
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Completed in 1 round. The whole action has to be completed.
Yeah.
So I can't tell them like go take a 10-minute break.
Well, like you could, and they would probably like start walking off the ship to go get their coffee break. And then the magic's going to wear off, and then what happens from there is kind of dependent, right? Like maybe they do continue taking their coffee break. Yeah. Now, I will say, just to give you some more information for like, thinking it through, like one of the examples was listen to me, right?
Right, yeah.
So if you did that, I would say that on your next action, if you were making like a social like persuasion attempt, I would give you like a +2 situational bonus on that.
Okay.
Because then your next action is them like listening intently to you.
Okay, sure. Okay, let's do it that way then.
Okay. So you spend the sorcery, and I'm not going to make you roll because you're like, this is a customs inspector. This is a level 5 ability. They're less than that, so you automatically affect them.
Okay, so I'm spending 5 sorcery, right?
Yes.
Is that how that works? Sorry, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's a level 5.
So that would be
ability, so.
Okay. I'm left with 7 then. Okay. All right. Okay. Then I'm just gonna tell them to, calm down, listen to me real quick.
Yeah. Okay. And they sort of stop what they're doing. They get their clipboard in their hand, and they're like, "Yeah, sir. What can I do for you?
Hang on, I've been thinking about this real quick. Listen, we've been on this ship for like a week. We've been lost. We've got a delivery that's late. Hell, it's not even my delivery. This guy's just being nice enough to give me a ride. And I would really just, if you guys could kind of help us speed things along, get the food checked in, and we can continue on our way with no trouble.
Okay.
I know you guys see a lot of suspicious people come through here. I know this guy looks like a real character, but I can assure you that I don't know what you think might be going on, but you're probably mistaken.
All right. Okay, so let's start building your venture. So, especially that last one. I don't know what you think is going on here, but I think you're mistaken. Sounds a whole hell of a lot like gaslighting. So Lucky is totally gaslighting the customs inspector, which
yeah,
you
so
have
that's one.
You have 2 levels in that, don't you? Isn't that your shadow skill?
That's my shadow skill.
So you've got 2 levels in that, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Yes. Okay. So 2 and then persuasion.
Yeah, so let's see.
Leave us alone.
Yeah, so sometimes you can use 2 skills.
Oh, right. Okay.
In this case, I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Because they're subtly different. They're similar, but they're a little bit different.
Okay.
Or do you have deception? I mean,
no.
gaslighting is also deception. But...
Yeah, no, I don't have deception.
Yeah, so it's a combo of gaslighting and persuasion. We'll remind chat that Lucky's a piece of shit in this regard. He's a terrible person.
Yes, yeah. Although I don't get much of a chance to exercise it, I really got to work on that. Okay, so there's 3.
Yeah. Okay.
I have inculpable aura, which is still up. I checked while we were talking. It hasn't depleted yet. I don't know if that'll apply or help in this sense.
Yeah, so you're already getting the +2 situational bonus.
Oh, right. Okay, so that's 5.
Yeah. But yes, the inculpable aura makes you like kind of not suspicious.
Right.
So yeah, we're already at 5.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay.
The guy's like, we'll expedite this as quick as possible. Checking in the food as we process it, and you're free to go.
Thank you.
So you can just grab your things and go.
I'll just grab my things and go. Yeah.
And you basically get the brick, like the kilo of emotion leaves, like in your backpack.
In my bag, yeah. All right.
And who knows what this guy is also like smuggling?
Right. Yeah.
Right?
But that's not my concern.
So. Exactly. And Lucky's like, yeah, well, screw you.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, hey, thanks for your understanding. I know that this is a tough job and it must really suck. So it's good of you to let us through.
And you are back in Saturnine after 2 weeks being away.
Great. Okay, I'm definitely concerned. Is anybody watching me?
So what skills do you have related to like perception or anything like that might apply?
I don't know. Let me see.
Or magic. You might have magic that could help.
I don't really have anything that has to do with perception. I mean, I have the actual skill of perception, which I could spend.
So you can spend from your pool.
But,
you can spend Bene from your perception pool. Yep.
And then let's see, what else do I have? I don't really have anything that would apply otherwise.
Okay. Well,
so really, I can just
you can just roll. You can pump a Bene from perception. If you want to spend sortilege to like magically enhance yourself, you can do that.
I think I'm just gonna roll and not spend anything because it's If I discover it, great. If I don't, whatever. 3. I have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking around, you don't see anyone paying attention to you. It's not like when you were at the cafe with the ambassador and people were just like,
Yeah, that was so fucking creepy. You really creeped me out there. That was really scary.
yeah, that's how the pristine guard conducts surveillance in Saturnine. They just like look at you.
Chin hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I don't know where he's headed with this. I'm gonna assume he's going right to wherever he decided to run things from. Like,
yeah, and I think we can assume Lucky goes there, he drops it off. He's got his criminal associates, and that's all good. You already made the extra deal with the owner of the establishment. He's upset that you're late. He was expecting this like days ago.
well, that's the problem when you rely on weird ship hands, and I'll try to find something more direct next time.
Yeah, I mean, next time pay union rates for non-thought form crews and like, right?
Oh my
Cheaping
god.
out. It's a capitalist pig. All right.
Oh my god.
All right,
All right.
and so
Great.
Lucky does that, and we'll catch up with Lucky in a moment. So Henrietta,
I actually need to restart my computer. I have been missing about a third of everything that you guys have been saying the whole time for no reason. Really sorry.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, just like randomly, like whole sentences are just gone. So sorry. I'm gonna restart. It's gonna be like real quick. Let's check in. Back to sweets. All right. See you in a minute, everyone.
All right. Yep. Okay. So we'll have everyone looking real weird because I don't have a temporary screen for us being at
four cameras. Yeah.
4 cameras.
We're just all a little bit of each other right now, so
There's all a little bit of everybody.
we got Dan's forehead DMing, so
Yep.
amazing.
Yep. All right. That's okay. We're gonna leave it here and just continue forward. So Sweets, what's Sweets doing?
You know, how long has it been since the whole the coffee table demon cat scenario?
Probably at least a few weeks.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play a sooth card here for you.
Oh yeah, of course, right?
And we've played the Weeping Priest.
Good.
Which is the apprentice of Secrets, Ravens, Books, and Flame. So if any of those are your things from your heart, then you are at -1.
Mm-hmm.
And the meanings are betrayal, weakness, turnabout, disillusionment, and loss. Well, that's real appropriate because we're hoping Sweets is going to lose some things here soon.
We're hoping. Root for the home team, why don't you?
Almost always an unwelcome card. It indicates a surprise reversal, and it's almost always bad.
Of course.
All right. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. So what's Sweets up to?
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks. Sweets was kind of excited about the whole possibly going to deal with an angel thing, and then I think got pulled away on some business, probably relating to this demons or their demons. So yeah, not quite sure exactly what they've been up to.
Right.
Probably a lot of deal making. So
all right. So Sweets is, I'm assuming, in their house at the moment in Autumn Run
Nigel's
Towers.
briefcase. Yes.
So you're in Nigel's briefcase.
Nigel's
yes.
briefcase in the painting in the what was it?
So the painting has been retconned. It's in the hall now. It's not.
Okay.
It's apparently not in a sex club anymore.
Okay. Can't say I'm not a little disappointed, but
You know,
things happen.
whatever. That club is still in that building. That's canon. It's been said. The painting has just been relocated to like a generic hallway of the building.
Right. So, but yeah, I'm in the briefcase in the home of Nigel, unless Nigel's out and about. So,
yeah. All right. So, Sweets, you were all excited to deal with an angel and have witness a fallen angel taken to justice at the Pinion Court. Like, you were super excited to see it like de-winged. This was gonna be the best thing ever. And you get called away. What does Sweets do as their like day job?
Something related, I think bartending, maybe.
Okay, what's the name of his bar?
Okay, the Salty Returns.
Salty Returns. All right, so there was a fire at Salty Returns, which is what you had to go deal with. And you know, the beer that you were brewing like went bad. It was you had a line. Sweets had a line on illegally smuggled emotion leaves, because why pay 20 crystal when you can pay like 15, right, to work with? What emotion was Sweets or the owners, if it wasn't Sweets, attempting to brew into this beer? Sorry, what was that?
Contentment.
Okay. So you bought illegal contentment. This says a lot about the setting. You bought illegal contentment to get around the monopoly on emotion leaves to brew into this beer so people could feel content with their life. And the whole batch went bad because it turns out it was shady and contaminated with like lethargy. So people felt sort of okay and content with their life, but they also got real lazy and they wouldn't leave the bar.
Oh no.
Taryn.
Yes.
Wait. I'm just telling you, I know a guy who sells legit stuff.
We might come to you for assistance.
Okay. All right, so that's a brief check-in. We're gonna have to circle back.
Mm-hmm. It's all good.
Yeah, to pull him in. So Henrietta.
Hello.
So
sorry about that before.
That's no problem. That was super quick. So Henrietta has been doing a bunch of research.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She sure has been.
So she's been spending 2 weeks in the libraries, and you learned a little bit about the Leech Worlds, and a little bit about the Life Mother, but not a lot. You spent a lot of time in dusty libraries reading books about life and the green and reproduction, and you learned a few things. So where's Henrietta at now?
You know, she's probably been avoiding going home a lot since
Mhm.
Dark Basement was the place of unfortunate events.
Yep.
So I bet right now she's taking a break from her research and she's hanging out at a cafe somewhere
Okay.
in Bartown, kind of close to her house, but just enjoying a cup of coffee and maybe a sandwich or something. I don't know what this lady eat.
Okay.
Sandwiches made out of delicious malcontent.
So we have played the cat.
Hmm.
The cat is the companion of notions. So it duplicates the previous card in terms of its effects. But we're most interested in the other effects here. Cats, solitude, curiosity, cleverness, and dexterity. They see a lot. They prowl about. One must sometimes act as one to succeed. Someone important to matters at hand is a misanthrope and lives alone. The PC avoids danger. Blah 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 blah. All right. So yeah, you're hanging out. You're at this coffee shop. You're all alone.
Mm-hmm.
You've been on your own researching in libraries for like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't, from when Lucky went out of town, you haven't seen him.
Nope.
You haven't heard from him.
Nope.
Alice and Emma Elizabeth, like, you know that they're in hiding somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And they told you where, but like you've had your own shit to deal with.
Yeah, and like they were probably like, maybe don't come. Just in case. Like Henry didn't do anything wrong. She was just an accessory.
she was an accessory to crime.
She was seen with criminals, so she's probably been avoiding going there so that she doesn't accidentally lead anyone there either to where they're hiding out.
All right. Okay. So yeah, so you've been alone and on your own, and yeah, you haven't heard from anybody.
Well, Lucky did send her a message.
Or when he got back.
Yeah,
or...
sorry. Yeah.
No, not when he got back. It
Oh,
was
okay.
when he was leaving.
Yeah, I bet she would send him a message in response like, cool, stay safe, let me know when you return.
Cool.
She's just like, whatever. Lucky's always like,
well, if she's back at Dark Basement, he might come meet her there. If she's gone back. If not, I don't know where she is.
fair enough.
Yeah, so you'd have to find each other.
Henry takes a Vislogram of her lunch and tags the name of the cafe.
Turn on location services.
Yeah.
All right. So I think though that you have had some contact with Alice.
Yes.
Yep.
So I mean, would Henrietta have kept Alice at least a little abreast of like where they'd spend their time?
Yeah. Yeah, in case like Allison and or Emma Elizabeth wanted to come up and see her, like, yeah, I should probably let them know, like, hey, I'm gonna be at this library today. Or like, I'm gonna go grab some food over here. Do you want me to bring you something?
Okay. All right. So Alice, you've had your
Encounter.
Thank you. My head kept going to altercation, and I was like, well, you didn't have an argument. Encounter.
Yeah, and I want to go gather people, so I'll probably head to the library where I think Henry is for where I know next. Yeah, I'll try and go find her.
Okay. All right. All right, and yes, so for those watching, Taryn unfortunately lost power.
That's such a bummer.
Yeah, so I did make a duplicate this time, and we're on a 4-person camera overlay, and if Taryn regains power, then we'll bring them back in. So all right. So yeah, so Alice, you meet up with Henrietta.
I bet Alice would just be like, happen to walk down the street, and Henry's like outside sitting at a table. And that's because there are no coincidences in the actuality.
It's true. It's very true.
So,
Yeah. Alice will wave and walk on over and say, do you mind if I have a seat?
oh, sure. You want the other half of the sandwich too?
You know, that would actually be really nice. All the food I've ate lately. You know, if I bring it back to the sewer, just it's not the same.
No.
Um,
Push the plate over.
Thanks. I came to visit because I think I found a way to the red, potentially. There's this wonderful entity, the magnificent Caliph Todrin, I believe. And they want us to go and find this Vizsla named Sweets.
Sweets.
Right. And there's some demons that he is transporting. And if we can get some of the demons from him, help out the magnificent Caliph, then we have a way to the red. So I was thinking that we could grab maybe Lucky. I think Emma's been a bit busy, and go get this done.
Yeah, it sounds straightforward and like nothing could go wrong.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. I don't know if Lucky's back in town yet. I asked him to send me a message when he returned from wherever he's been, but I haven't heard anything, I guess.
Huh.
And of course, the noosphere can take up to 3 days for a message to arrive.
Yeah. It's like internet in the 90s.
Alice would like to cast her Heriolation spell to see if she can see a future where the three of them are together, or just like see the future a little bit, and maybe get some info on if that's going to be a possibility.
Yeah. So and so we're assuming this is a cafe near a library in Fartown, because that would make the most sense. So you cast this spell, and it's kind of like shaking the magic 8-ball, or doing the whole Doctor Strange thing, looking at your various permutations. Yeah. And I'm going to play a Sooth card here.
Well, Alice is channeling this. She's just like, Henry, I'm just going to take a peek. I realize that this might actually be a weird thing to do in public, but I've already started it and gonna finish this up.
All right. Henry shrugs and says, yeah, it's fine.
And we have played the Swan. The Swan is the companion of Visions. So Visions, Swans, Blades, and Water. Good fortune, good weather, latent talents. This is a card suggesting good fortune. So you do see a future in which you introduce Lucky, because just as you slip into this like magical vision, you see an image of like Lucky walking down the street, but like with their head down and like not looking towards you, and like the opposite side of the street. And as you look up, you see Lucky walking down the street.
Oh,
Just,
Lucky!
yeah.
Hey,
No way.
guys.
Come join.
We were just astrally looking for you.
Mm-hmm.
What a coincidence. So, what's been going on?
Well, where to begin? Alice, why don't you've had a more trying time.
Alice will say and talk about the destruction of the mirror ball. She won't say the pristine guard. She's getting better at not mentioning these things in public setting. She'll say some shiny
Police.
Shiny police.
Not obvious at all.
And talk about she made a deal with Noah and get Lucky up to speed on what we can do to get to the red.
Why are we going to the red?
If we go to the red, there's a group there that if we get a book for them, I believe, they're going to erase our investigations amongst the law that has been checking us out and clean up our trail for us so that we can stop having people, on us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They actually seem quite trustful.
And I will say their representative was quite attractive.
All right. Don't really care about that part. But very interested in.
You might if you had seen her.
Yeah, you're right. I may have. I may have, but I didn't. All right. So we need to find a way to the red. I just got back. I'm not really ready for this.
I haven't talked to you in quite a while. Have you been up to
Working?
anything?
Yeah.
Oh, working. Excellent. I didn't know you had a job.
Sam.
It's not a job as such.
Oh.
But that's not something we need to worry about right now. Let's just focus on the task at hand.
So, thank you very much, Taryn, for that 1,000-bit donation to trigger a GM shift / intrusion. As you are all seated at the cafe and thinking about how to proceed on what you're going to do, all of you experience this strange perception of every little detail becoming heightened and in focus. Your mental processes seem to sort of stutter and jump sharply as opposed to flowing smoothly, as every individual moment is amplified. When you look at your hand, it's as if you can see every little bit that makes up your hand. You can see the gaps, the darkness swirling in between the spaces. The sound of silence between every beat of your heart thunders louder than any possible sound in your ears. I need all of you to make a resist defense action, please.
That's the one I don't have. I have withstand and dodge. So this is just a straight roll, right? Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean you can spend bene before you roll. You can spend bene from your intellect. You can spend sortilege to roll more dice. This is you're pretty sure this is a magical effect, so spending sortilege to roll more than one dice is probably a good idea, unless you're going to use a spell of some kind.
Could I use a spell to help out us as this is happening?
Absolutely.
Yeah. As this is happening, Alice sort of begins to become like very acutely aware of narratives and stories, I think, and like how they interact. And she's gonna start taking advantage of that to weave the tale and give an extra dice to all of her allies.
Excellent. All
on their
right.
next action.
Yeah.
Plus 4 minor events, which are
All right.
favorable.
So I like the idea that this is like Alice breaking the fourth wall, as it were. So Alice like hears me narrating, and starts echoing the narrator's sound, but subtly altering it to give you an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Can I?
So,
Sorry,
what?
I'm interested in using my counter spell, but I don't know if I could.
So what's the current limit of your counter spell?
Level 3.
It won't work.
Okay, then I won't use it. That's so lame. Okay, I'm never gonna be able to use it.
Well, every time you take it, right, you increase the level.
Right, I've taken
Right.
it twice, so
Yeah,
it's at level 3.
Yeah, but every time you take it as an ability with your acumen, it gets more powerful.
Yeah. What about? No, that won't work. Okay, well, I guess I'll just roll the resist.
I'm gonna pull from intellect and a sortilege, so I'll be rolling 3 dice. And for flavor, Henry's gonna like probably in slow motion look up at the sign and look back down at her food and think like, this isn't that kind of cafe.
I didn't pay for drugs. What the
Yeah,
hell?
right. I just bought coffee and a sandwich.
Perfect.
Okay.
With my intellect, resist, and sortilege, I rolled an 11, 11, and a 6. Adding
Okay.
on my venture there.
Yeah, you are fine.
I rolled a so with +2 from 1 from intellect and 1 from sortilege.
Mhm.
Or I guess that I rolled a
The
7.
yeah,
the
so if you
sortilege
spend
is just a die.
yeah
Okay.
the intellect is +1 to your venture, and
Right.
the sortilege is an extra dice.
Yeah, so the +1, and then my dice rolls were 7, 1, and my magic die was 7.
Okay,
So Alice gave us an extra dice, right?
that's
Mhm.
correct.
Okay, then I'm gonna spend my 1 intellect point. Oh my god. Okay, I got a 2 and an 8.
Okay. So Alice weaves this story, and like everything sort of snaps back for you, Alice.
Yeah.
But then when you look at your friends, they seem fuzzy and indistinct, as if they are like pulled apart and made sort of diffuse, but without actually taking up more space, and are like bleeding into reality around them, which you can see these like faint little cracks around them. Lucky and Henrietta, you each take 2 anguish.
Whew.
Damn.
You can spend an intellect to negate one.
No, I can't. Oh my god. So if I get one more, do I die? What is that?
You do.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, I'll get rid of one. Jeez.
Okay.
Not pulling any punches today, are you, Dan?
and you just find that your senses are just totally out of whack. So everything seems fuzzy because you're seeing through things. So everything's a cloud. It's hard to focus on anything. Your thoughts are totally disconnected from one another. So it is very hard to put like a train of thought together in your head. And so you'll have an ongoing penalty to your venture. But so what are you going to do?
I don't know if you two have noticed, but it looks like your stories are diverging in different directions.
That's a really good way of putting it, Alice. And you can actually see their plot lines and has like fractured into multiple vectors in reality that are spreading out, which is giving them this diffuse appearance because all possibilities right now are equally probable, and it is pulling them apart.
Heather's just gonna blink kind of blankly at Alice and say, I think I'm a banana split.
Lucky is going to get up and try to leave, but I don't know if he can. He's had anguish and he's like stumbling.
And the thing is like when you try and like put yourself on reality, you just like slip through it. It's like everything around you is water or like molasses. It's got a little bit of resistance to it, but not a lot. And you watch your hand like sort of passing through the spaces between the bits that make up the table when you go to push yourself up. And there's like a little bit of resistance and you get like partially up, but that's it.
Oh my god. I don't know what to do.
That is a good spot while our Vizsla ponder how to get out of this situation for us to take a break.
What is it?
We are going to go to break. Thank you very much, Taryn, for introducing this shift. And we will be back momentarily, folks. About 5 minutes. Stick around, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody, as we return to the actuality and the predicament of Lucky and Henrietta, who are both diffuse, multi-probabilistic particles in space and time in the actuality, and Alice, who is sitting there eating some lunch. So, what are we doing, everybody?
Alice would like to pull out her sword, and she's going to lay it on the table and say to the many of them, to all of their probabilities, I've built some secrets into this sword. We could take a look inside and see if we could find out which one of you is real. I don't know if that would help. Any ideas?
You had a sword in your hair.
Oh, honey.
And I mean, to both Lucky and Henrietta, there is just like a faint cloud of particles that are vaguely Alice shaped, with vaguely Alice poofiness above her head, that she just pulled out a vaguely oblong object from. And understanding her is a little difficult because like the silences between every word are loud.
Okay, I'm gonna take silence and weird answers as a yes. And Alice is going to cover her mouth and then peel away a bit of her sword and take a peek inside and see if we can find like which one is the real versions, or like if there's a secret that can pull them back or something.
Okay. All right. So remind us again how this ability works, the things you've forged into your sword.
Yeah. So the thing that Alice built is secrets from her hair into her sword. Alice can peel away the metal and look at the secrets inside the sword, divining the answer to one question. And I think the question will be, how do we bring Henry and Lucky, the real Henry and Lucky, back to this dimension or narrative? And then Alice loses and regrows all of her teeth.
That's right. That's right. So yes. So you peel back the metal fibers of your sword to stare into its secret heart, this mini-edged vault that you have constructed. And as you do, all of your teeth just like fall out of your mouth onto the floor. They'll proceed to regrow over the next 10 hours as you activate this. And was there a depletion check on this as well?
Yes, I will roll that. I rolled a 0.
No.
So
I'm sorry, I should have laughed every time.
well, no, the good news is this sword actually got used twice.
Yeah.
Because it didn't deplete the first time it was used.
Oh.
It did on the second.
Oh no.
Delete that off my sheet.
I still figure there has to be a way to like repower depleted objects. Probably the cheapest and easiest way is to recharge it with a soul. Alice does have a sacrificial knife.
But not yet a soul. Well, she has her own soul.
You just need to murder somebody with a knife and you'll have a soul. But yes, so as you peel it back into the beating secret heart of your sword vault, you can see that there are multiple possibilities for returning them to this singular through line of the actuality. One is you could use some sort of magical means to take all of their possibilities and bend them back to what you assume is the correct path. So take all of their vectors and make sure that they're all aligned and pointing in the same direction again, or at least most of them. Or you could prune the possibilities until only one remains.
Don't like that. Really don't like that idea.
Oh boy. Well,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna take
this is Alice's insight.
yeah. I'm gonna take a look and see if Henry and Lucky have had any
success.
epiphany.
Yeah, so are Lucky and Henrietta attempting anything to like reconstitute themselves?
To be totally honest, I have no idea what I would do.
Would I be able to tell if this is being cast by somebody, or is this just some kind of weird?
I mean, you didn't see anybody casting it, so, but it could be. I mean, what do you have that you might apply to your reasoning and rationale here?
It won't work. I'm just looking at it. I was gonna. If I don't know who's casting it, I can't help. So
no, but what might get you to the answer, right?
Yeah.
So like you have skills in magical lore that maybe you could get information from. You have spells like divination that you can ask questions. There's like all kinds of things like that.
Oh, right. One of my order abilities is that I can tell if like something is a natural or wild magical effect. Is that?
Yep. And so you have some it's I think you have 2 levels in that skill, or 1 level, I forget.
I don't know. It doesn't actually really say. It just says like, oh, you just can do this thing.
I think it's no. I think it is actually worded that it is a skill for weavers. Great.
I don't know the level.
I think it's 1 because most of them start out at 1. So if you haven't improved it,
yeah, it's the same because I didn't know I could.
So I will pull this up, and we will pull up weavers. And special skill. We have 1 level of skill with anything having to do with understanding, quantifying, or identifying magic that lies outside of codified magical practices like spells, rituals, invocations, and the like. This might include natural magical effects, magic produced by creatures, and so on. So yeah, so you have 1 level of that skill, so that's a venture of 1.
Okay.
If you wanted to spend Bene, this would come from intellect.
Well, that's all gone, so.
and you can always spend sortilege.
Yeah. Might as well. Might as well spend some sortilege. What else did go wrong?
And remember, you have rest actions to restore pools.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what goes wrong.
Okay.
This situation. I rolled a 9 and my magical dice was 1.
Okay. So this is definitely not a spell.
Oh.
That you are aware of. This seems like some sort of warp in the structure of the actuality that has like traversed and triggered here. Maybe it's things that you have done. Maybe it's just coincidence. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's random. That's hard to say. But this, you think, is a level 9 effect.
Oh, damn. Okay.
And it appeared to have a relatively limited distribution, as only the 3 of you were affected.
Okay. Henry's going to attempt to communicate this very slowly and quietly, because I imagine her voice probably sounds too loud to herself.
It's true, but actually speaking quicker seems to be okay, because it's actually the silence between words that is worse.
Okay, here we go.
It's Henrietta, wrap it.
It's a thing. It's the 9 is the thing. It's a thing 9. 9 thing, just us. 9 thing. Thing us. Us thing 9. 9 magic. 9 magic. Ah! Just us. Just a thing.
Alice.
All right. Awesome.
Oh man.
Alice will go up to Henry, and she's like maybe trying to understand that this is a magical effect, and she is gonna try and use her conflicting tales ability
Okay.
to see if she can bring it back in on for Henry. So it says, recalling that sometimes there are different versions of a single tale, which I think is applicable. I would vanish and reappear, but I can choose a creature I touch to vanish and reappear a very long distance away. I'm just going to choose the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
But I basically want all the tales to disappear and then reappear in the same spot.
Okay, perfect. So what level is this ability?
Level 4. It
Okay.
says +1 die if used on another.
Absolutely. So you could spend 4 sorcery.
Okay, I had to do my rest action, but...
And your venture is going to start at a 4, because it's a level 4 spell.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're rolling 2 dice.
Okay.
You can spend Sortilege to roll a 3rd if you want.
Okay. Does the card... We're still on the Swan, right?
We are still on the Swan.
Okay. I don't think that'll help. Okay, I'll roll those 3. See if I can do anything. Okay, that's good. So I rolled a 9, a 5, and a 4.
A 9, a 5, and a 4. Oh yeah, we rolled 2 companions in a row, so they kept duplicating the previous card. Which then went back to an apprentice, which is negatives. Okay, so yeah, so that was a venture, so -1. But yes, that is enough. Okay, so as you cast the spell, the diffuse Henrietta disappears and then rematerializes intact.
Are you still... Can you just say a sentence, Henry?
Alice, you fixed it.
Yay!
Poor Henrietta.
Now Lucky is still just a diffuse cloud of probability.
No, you got it. It's just no one's doing this to us. It's just a weird warp thing that's just centralized around us. I don't know why, but I'm glad it was cleared up. I honestly had no idea what I was saying. It all sounded like it felt and sounded like gibberish. Everything was so loud. Yeah, let's fix Lucky. How do we fix Lucky?
I can try the same thing if we want.
Yeah, I can help.
Okay.
I'll give you. I'm gonna.
We're gonna play a new Sooth card here because you freed Henrietta. And we have played the Harvesting Spider.
Great.
So magic of the red is enhanced and blue is hindered, if that applies to you, Corey, if that applies to Alice. Mysteries, rats, mirrors, and stone. Builders, weavers, and caretakers, but also hunters, killers, and blood drinkers. Act immediately, work hard.
Okay.
All right. So, what are you doing?
Well, I was gonna just touch Alice's hand and weave together. I don't want to read like maybe some softness and stillness. That sounds nice to add a +1 to the action.
Cool.
Okay. So +1 on a relatively significant action once as a level 1 effect.
Yep.
Okay, so you can spend 1 sorcery as you kind of just like still Alice's like mind and instill some like warmth and comfort.
Mm-hmm.
Alice will take 10 minutes to rest.
As I just play the card about immediate action.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Lucky, I need you to make a resist. Unless you're gonna try something.
I don't have shit. There's nothing I can do. So
Wait, could Lucky gaslight himself?
Like you can, it's a magical effect. So if you're spending sortilege, right? Remember, you're always doing magic if you're spending sortilege.
Yeah.
You can think outside the box here on what you're attempting.
Actually, does Lucky look like they're in a bad spot right now? Can I perceive that this is like a near death?
Yeah, they're like vibrating apart.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'll give it a shot with another conflicting tales rather than waiting.
Okay.
If I know that. Okay. So I spent my sorcery. I've got +1 from Henry and level 4. Ooh, okay. I rolled an 8 and a 6.
Okay. So again, you start telling the story of like conflicting reality, and you essentially like disperse Lucky temporarily, like shatter them into all probabilities, but then like reassemble them as they reappear whole and intact.
that was like the third worst thing I've ever experienced.
What were the first two?
We can talk about that another day. Thank you, Alice.
Okay.
Jesus. What was that?
Was that a hate cyst?
No, it was just as far as I can tell, it was a natural, albeit powerful, magical phenomenon.
Sometimes I hate the actuality.
Yeah, it almost seems like that could have been a grand flux. Like, it could have been some other Vizsla working powerful magic that went awry.
We need to find them and tell them to stop.
You need to stop.
Which a grand flux would be if you roll, 3 zeros on magic dice.
Yeah.
Because, like, one of those is just someone close to you dies.
Oh my God. Listen, and go ahead.
No, one of the other ones is just you die.
Oh, good.
You just die. That's it.
Just die.
I'm just thinking of that that one terrible Zelda game. Welcome, Link. You just die.
All right. I'm not really feeling up to venturing to the red
Perhaps we
this
should
second.
vacate this area while we still can.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great idea.
Okay.
Yeah, people are definitely looking at you, but also, like, this is Fartown, so it's Vizsla, and they're sitting there, and they're just looking, and, like, you see a couple are, like, at a nearby table that have been taking notes the whole time.
I'm gonna, like, give them a dirty look and be like, mind your own.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, what are you looking at? Fuck off. I'd go hobble off towards dark basement or something, I guess. Since I have 2 anguish right now.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that like affects me mentally.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God.
You're literally 2/3 towards the way of dying from psychic injuries, so...
Fabulous. What a great return to Fartown.
Yeah, right?
Jesus Christ. Just enjoying my vacation and I come back and somebody tries to murder me. The environment tries to murder me. Not even a person.
But rather than go back to dark basement, could we head to a different spot? I've just been hanging out somewhere else, and I think I should show you to the location, just in case you need to get a hold of Emma or I.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we can go there.
Sorry?
One of the outcomes is that the shiny police know about some of the criminal stuff that's been happening, and they went to Emma's place as well. So we haven't gone back there.
So how long till they find you where you are now?
More than 2 weeks so far.
So far, so good. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's some stuff I've missed, huh?
A bit, yeah.
Just a little. It's not so bad. You get used to the smell.
The smell. Where are you saying?
It's an underground location. Some city infrastructure. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you staying in the sewer?
I don't smell.
We don't use the S word.
I have no desire to go to the sewer. Listen, I know somewhere we can go to talk.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna take them to I forget what I called it. What was the club? The club that we went to long ago, and it was like the featureless black void that was also a prosody. I forget what they're called.
Prasadi?
Yeah.
Was this the one that was like the angry one?
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah.
going to Lucky's angry place?
No,
Yeah.
we're going to a club, a music club that's very
Yeah,
loud.
I forget what you called it.
I forget, and I'm really mad about it because it was good.
It
But
was
we're gonna
good.
go there. We're gonna
Okay.
go there. It's
It was
I don't
also
even remember.
underground.
It was underground, but I don't remember how you got to it.
No, this
Which
was
makes
the
me
one
really
that
mad.
so Lucky takes you to I forget the district. It might have been in Fartown.
I think it might have been in
I think it was in
Fartown.
Fartown. But you go into an alley, and Lucky. No, that was a different place.
that was a
I
different
was thinking of
place.
the place where you had to dig up the
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't the
box.
the box. No. How do I look directly into our one message?
You can
Damn.
search in the thing.
Anyway,
but
I'm trying, but anyway, it's I forget how you
It
had
wa-
to. The only way you can find it is if you've been there before.
that's right.
So you kind of go down a set of stairs, and if you've been there before, you can see the window with the guy like accepting payment, and Lucky pays. It looks like he's talking to a wall, and he kind of hands over some crystal orbs and then walks through the stone wall at the bottom of the stairs and kind of like drags the two of you along with him through it. And all of a sudden you can see that you're inside what looks to be it's weird because it looks infinite because it's solid black all around. There are definitely walls because people stop, at certain areas. It only goes so far, but it looks to just go on forever. And it's basically an underground music club where like local bands and stuff are playing, but it's also a restaurant. I can't describe what they are. You'll have to do.
Well,
It's a-
yeah.
you
So
take-
it's a prasadi, which you're familiar with prasadis. Now, most prasadis are like kind of cafe type venues where people like either they have some sort of performance. Often it's like poetry, and you literally gain nourishment from listening to the poetry. So you don't order food. You listen to people telling you shitty slam poetry, and you are nourished by it, like physically, not just spiritually or metaphorically, like literally. You have heard of one prasadi that is somewhere in the city where people engage in sex acts.
I like that you leaned in and whispered that.
Which provides you with nourishment. This is one of the prasadis that is music. And as opposed to like jazz, which is kind of the most popular music form in the city, this is like a punk club. A little bit of metal, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of like screaming, angry music happening. It is very difficult to hear each other. So not necessarily the best place to talk, but also
No, it is good because nobody's
other
going to
people can't
overhear us.
overhear you. Exactly.
Exactly.
So you have to cluster together real tight and like yell in each other's ears, but you can make each other heard, and you're gaining nourishment, and like your heart rate goes from like here to like here. But man, it's delicious.
I'm gonna go sit down since I am almost dead, and bring the other two with me. I'm guessing. Okay. All right. Do you want to fill me in on some things?
Which questions would you like answered?
Okay, first of all, everybody seems to be avoiding dark basement. What happened?
Well, it's hard to explain. A man was killed on the stairs.
But then turned into doves.
He did turn into doves. Yep. It was murder.
Not by any of us, though.
No, we didn't do it. It was our new lady friend with revolutionaries. Except we didn't know she was a revolutionary at the time.
What revolutionaries?
Hold on, I had it written down. Just kidding, I didn't.
I think I have it written down.
The spearhead of the unfathomable.
I'm gonna write that down.
That was the group.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I've got to stop hanging out with you guys. You're gonna get me in all kinds of trouble.
Well, to be fair, this is trouble that you and Alice caused that I got pulled into.
This is from the Ash Gardens, as
Mm-hmm.
far as I understand.
So
Wait, how did what happened in the Ash Gardens, or didn't happen at the Ash Gardens, as it would seem, how did that lead to some guy getting murdered on the stairs?
This, the spearhead of the Unfathomable thought it was really quite, impressive what we've been doing, and they wanted to get in touch.
So they hushed it all up and stopped you from being arrested on the spot, basically. However, that didn't stop the Pristine Guard from still doing their investigation, which led to our cafe encounter.
Yeah.
Which
The encounter at Emma's as well.
but also they arrived at Dark Basement to arrest Alice.
All right, and so now you're living in the sewer.
Well, Alice is living in the sewer.
I don't want to, inconvenience anyone.
Um,
You're not looking for a roommate, are you, Lucky?
I kind of already have one,
Okay.
but oh boy. So that's why we're going to the red then.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have to help us, but if you don't help, I don't know if your record will be cleared up after this.
Right. Well, I kind of need it to be. And I mean, it did all start with me. So I guess maybe I should help.
That's the spirit.
It's not fair for Henrietta to get pulled into this.
Well, for my part, I did attempt to stall and cover for Alice, but unfortunately, she came out screaming with a sword.
Alice,
Casting
Alice, let me tell you something about crime.
I know quite a lot about it, but
Crime is all about being subtle
She was not too.
and discreet.
Neither of those things occurred.
it's true.
Yeah, so the woman who seems to be the leader of the spearhead of the Unfathomable was parading as a Pristine Guard member. She was going to take us in for questioning, but instead she murdered the actual Pristine Guard on the stairs of Dark Basement.
Alice.
What?
And
Alice, you've made this so much worse than it was.
I am goal oriented.
What is your goal? What's the goal?
That's a good question.
Oh my god.
Don't actually remember.
Alice. Oh my god. Okay.
Do
All
either
right.
of you remember why I wanted to get into crime?
Well, I think you said something about more power.
That sounds right.
Yep.
Okay.
What about your wife?
Why do people keep mentioning this?
Lucky's gonna look at Henrietta. I thought you wanted to get more power to get your wife back.
I'm not married.
Henry's gonna like just do a side lean with Lucky and say, the way that I've figured, I think that she must have given up her memories of her wife to do something, but you know, she can't talk about it because she doesn't actually know that she did it.
So then what's the point of all of this then?
Well, now the point of all of this is so that we all don't still get arrested.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
talking about
sorry.
Alice.
Yeah,
I think I might have brought back the wrong Henry and Lucky from a different reality.
You might be right. Okay.
We should really look into that.
well, Alice, sweetie, you know that we love you and support you. But, you know, we got to have some real clear-cut motivation.
Well, I'll think on that because I seem to have forgotten. Wouldn't it be cool if we were like, I don't know, royalty or something?
No.
Oh,
No.
I'm just thinking if we got a bunch of power, maybe we could just like have a kingdom or something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. Let's get to the red or something. We need to. This conversation is too much about motivations and not enough about what we're gonna do right now.
Well, I think right now we need to absorb some of this
Yes.
raucous, delicious music. And I guess we gotta find, wasn't there that you mentioned sweets. That's right.
Yeah, well, he has some demons that we need to go get a hold of. Yeah.
What does that have to do with getting to the red?
The magnificent Caliph Odrin is gonna get us there if we can get these demons from sweets.
Boo. I just want to go home.
Well, obviously we're not going right now because I think if we're going to be dealing with demons, we should probably have our goetic with us.
Right, of course.
Well, unfortunately, she now has a stake in this too, since they showed up at Asperia. So
2 of them died there.
Wait, there were more deaths.
Once again, it wasn't Emma or I.
So they killed themselves? Oh, what?
There's this new friend, Noah. He's actually quite interesting. Him and I have a deal that we're going to work out going forward. And yeah, he threw the disco ball at them.
Oh.
Haven't figured out what the result of that is yet. Haven't gone back. Yeah. I'm just gonna take a break and enjoy this music. It's
So, so if you choose to use your rest actions, so keep in mind, those of you with anguish, for each point of anguish that you have, is one scourge in your like relevant mental pools. So,
Great.
like Lucky's at -2 on
Yeah.
anything involving mind stuff, which is not very good for Lucky.
No.
So in those pools. Now you can take your 10-minute and 1 hour rest actions to heal a wound or an anguish.
10 minute or an hour?
Yes. So if you've got 2, then you need to use both your 10-minute and 1 hour to heal those.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I think that's fine if we hang out here for an hour and 10 minutes.
All right. And then are you going to make your way back to the hidden library temple?
We could stop by there, but I was thinking that if the group wants to, we could just go track down Sweets.
You could do that too.
Yeah. I don't have too much of a preference.
Some people might have some stuff right now that would help them find somebody.
Oh.
I have something, and so, well, sounds like Alice might too. So,
Do you have it?
I have an ephemera object that can help. Yes. Let me just pull it up here.
Yeah, I think you've got an incantation.
Sorry, I
Oh,
just realized that through that whole conversation, Alice has baby teeth.
Not
It's
even.
just-
She just has actually little nubs because it takes 10 hours to grow back.
No, when I say
no.
baby teeth, I mean like actual like infant, like, oh, I'm teething teeth.
Oh, like little bumps. Oh.
Little bumps.
It wasn't murder. Oh my god. All right. I don't know how to pronounce this word.
Star myriads take spiral
Star
roads.
myriads take spiral roads.
Myriads.
Myriads.
Yes.
That's what I
All
said.
right.
I can grow a pair of twirling rainbow horns that twist in the direction of a being or place I am seeking. I have to know the name of the being or place and have a general sense of what it looks like. And that's not super helpful.
I think Alice was probably given a vague description of a general description of Sweets.
Okay.
I've mentioned that they like have a bunch of demons inside of them and stuff.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the horns vanish upon reaching destination.
Yeah, you can totally use this.
Twirling rainbow horns. Okay, sure, I'll use that.
All right. So when you use it, yeah, when Lucky
When we leave after we leave the club.
So when you leave the club and Lucky triggers this, 2 spiraling, like ram-like, pride flag colored, glittering horns spiral out of his head.
So beautiful.
But like they only grow out of one side or the other because they point in the direction that you need to go. Like the horn leads you, so the horn is constantly shifting around your head, like to go. So actually, yeah, it's like a spiral, like a unicorn horn as opposed to ram horns, and acts as a divining rod. Exactly, Adam, and begins leading you through Far Town to a neighborhood that you're not terribly familiar with to get to your destination.
Oh my gosh, okay.
On your way, as you are crossing down a street headed towards this big apartment block, a raven alights on the far town street ahead of you, blinking a beady eye at you, and then tilting its head and blinking another. And then another raven, and another raven, and another, and more, as hundreds of ravens alight on the street, on the railings, on building ledges, surrounding you, all of them staring at you intently, and just rah, rah. And there's like enough that you would actually have to like force your way through them, because they're just clustered all around the street.
I
What do
think
you
I've
do?
seen this movie.
I'm going to pull out my sword just in case.
All right. So as you pull out your sword and sort of hold it, the ravens start cawing angrily at you.
Maybe no sword. Maybe.
I'll put it away.
And they quiet down a little bit as you do that.
I'm nudging them aside with my boot.
And
Fuck
like
off,
as you
birds.
move, they just keep like hopping, and like one will temporarily fly out and then land in front of you, and they refuse to leave your presence.
Do you want something? I'm addressing the birds. I'm talking to the birds.
And they are looking at you greedily.
Do you want what I have?
And you see them, and like you see a bird like occasionally like peck at something on the street that looks interesting and like inspect it. And if you pause long enough, like occasionally a raven will like alight on a shoulder and like tug at any like expensive looking things that you have. Like if you have any jewelry, they kind of like peck at it and inspect it. They look pointedly at wallets, or like pouches that you have full of crystals.
I think these birds are trying to mug us.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna take some crystal orbs out of my pocket and throw them like birdseed.
How much?
I don't know, 10 crystal orbs.
So a
Not a
couple of
lot.
them like snap up the crystals and are like holding them. They don't swallow them, like they hold them. And just they keep looking at you, and they like advance almost a little closer.
All right, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Mental speech says I can speak mentally with any one being.
Mm-hmm.
It just says being. Is a raven a being? All right, I'm gonna talk to them then.
So you hear so what do you ask?
Is there something we can do for you?
More shinies.
How many more?
More.
What? More. All right.
Much more.
And why us? They just want shiny stuff. I'm gonna tell all the guys. Unfortunately, that breaks my telepathic link with the raven, but
Yeah.
that's from what I understand. They just want things.
I don't want to give them anything personally.
You can try and keep walking through them, but
And they just keep staying with you, like as you move, and like one will occasionally like alight on a shoulder or perch on your head and like look at you. Like they're just generally making a nuisance of themselves.
kind of cute, really.
Do you... No, not gonna do that.
Don't kill the birds. Don't kill all the birds.
Lucky, I was not going to kill all the birds. I was going to teleport away.
Man.
So what are you gonna do?
What am I gonna do?
These stupid birds. Something to go
All
on.
I can do.
There-
I don't want to
there's-
harm the birds. I just.
There's a little bit, Alice. There's a little bit of a phrase that filters through your head because of all these ravens, and I mean, ravens are somewhat important in the actuality, right? They're important to lots of different hearts. But this phrase, like just one of these almost like nursery rhyme type things that like just something people say, not a nursery rhyme. I forget but this like aphorism is the raven wants what you have.
That's what I asked. I asked if it wanted what we had.
Well, they want what we have. Maybe we have something that we can give up. I know. I have a great story for them. And I'm going to start talking to these birds about let's tell them a story. These are birds. They don't care. I'm just going to tell them about all criminal activities. Just going to start being
Okay.
like, we did
We are
this.
in the street. Like,
Well, I
I
assume
can
we're-
imagine Alice like scurrying around though and like whispering bits and pieces of the story to like
Yeah.
each of the birds.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'd like to use my entertain ability if this is applicable.
Absolutely.
Cool. So it says I use songs, poetry to entertain a group. After 30 minutes, PCs gain 1 bene to the pool of their choice. So you two can take a bene if you want. NPCs are heartened and happier and favorably disposed towards me, and I can gain 1 attempt to interact with them.
Okay.
And after the story, I'm just going to say, I gave you what we have. Now, get out of here.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and make like an interaction action, so you can spend from bene from your interaction pool here.
Okay, so I'll do that. I think I refreshed my sortilege, so I'm gonna use another one of those.
Okay.
And then I got +1 for my entertain. So that's venture of 2. Not great. So I rolled a 5 and a 1, plus the 2.
Okay. But so yeah, so the ravens sort of like listen intently and seem to absorb a lot of what you say, and then all 100 of them sort of caw at once and fly away and disperse. And as they swirl and disappear into the autumn sky, the never-ending autumn of Fartown, the horns, as Lucky sort of stops in front of this building, disappears. And you are standing in front of a tall, like tower block apartment building. It's got businesses on the ground floor and like apartments on the top. Or rather, your horn doesn't disappear because you haven't maybe quite got there yet, but it's like pointing directly at the building. And it says Autumn Run Towers. And that is where we're going to end for the night.
Yay.
So we're going to end there because we're going to need sweets in some capacity.
yeah.
All right.
Technology.
So power unfortunately did not cooperate. So we're going to go around there and everyone can remind us who they are and your favorite moment of the night. And we will start with Sam.
Oh, I'm Sam. I'm 65th Victor on Twitter. My favorite moment of the night was honestly just when we all three of us got back together in the same location, because between not playing for 3 weeks and like all kind of doing our own things in side scenes and in the actual game, it just felt good to have everybody back together, um even if there was a lot of shock to be had.
Absolutely. Good. All right. Annie.
Hello, I'm Annie. I'm at Alphabet Seeds on Twitter, and yeah, I kind of agree. It was just nice to have a scene with. I mean, we're missing Alex, but it's nice that we all had a nice moment together, even if that moment was interrupted by a grand flux caused by someone else off screen. But that was also super fun, and you know, Terrence still affected the game in the darkness of his home.
Absolutely.
Felt very appropriate.
Yes.
Yeah, getting the gang back together, guys.
Excellent. All right, and Corey.
Yeah, my name is Corey Hickson. On Twitter at the same spot. Right now, for Pride Month, there's a collection of games that I released. And if you have donated to any queer charities and want a copy of that game, feel free to DM me, or you can go and donate to any of them now. We also have all of our stuff for this month going to Trans Lifeline. So, just donate, because money can help those organizations out. My favorite moment from tonight was, I think, I really liked all the problem solving that we had to do, because that was pretty neat.
You were the only one that solved any problems.
Maybe I'm biased then. I liked it. It was fun. Yeah.
Excellent. All right, and I'm Dan at MadsIDM on Twitter. You can mostly find me here. And my favorite moment was playing with all of you again, because it's been too long. I mean, a week off for me, but it's been 3 weeks since playing with Sam. So that was good to have everybody back together again. And yes, let's go through. Does anyone have, as we'll do our character wrap-ups, if you've made any advancements on your character arcs for Acumen, or anything particularly worthy of a joy or despair on the evening?
I advanced one of my arcs by returning.
You did.
From my journey.
Yes, you returned from your journey and started building your criminal enterprise a little bit more with your delivery of illicit goods to be sold.
Yes.
As you pursue the Endeavor arc. So yeah, that is absolutely worth an Acumen.
Yay.
What about Alice?
For Alice, so I think she worked a bit towards her uncover a secret one, because I think her thought is, oh, this dagger reacts to demons. It might have to do with angels or something.
Mm-hmm.
She's got some theories. The one question I had is, the first part of the arc is you name the secret. Alice hasn't really done that, so I don't know if...
Yeah, I think like the way that you uncovered the dagger and all of that is the first bit. So
okay. So then I would say that maybe this was one step for an Acumen.
Yeah.
Cool. And Alice got to tell a bunch of stories to a bunch of ravens, but I don't think that was like that joyful.
Wasn't necessarily new. It's kind of like when you did it with the kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think that's it for Alice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Annie, what about Henrietta?
I'm not sure if, because she did some research about the secret.
Yeah,
that
so we
she's
handled that
trying to
inside scenes. Yeah.
tell. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yep. But I don't
Okay.
know if that counts for acumen because she just did some reconnaissance.
Sometimes it does, and yeah, you didn't get a whole lot. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
More info needed.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. All right, so that will wrap us up. So yes, a reminder: all of our money raised this month goes to Trans Lifeline. Tune in tomorrow. We've got a bunch more content coming up, and through the rest of the week. And thanks everybody for tuning in. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you later.